Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, right? It's me again, Dennis Bay, double IMD, International Marketing Director, Million Dollar Ring Earner, and today is very excited because during our this session of Blitz to Bootcamp, we have invited my upline from the UK, right? Super fantastic leader, been in the network marketing industry for many years, super experienced. He's none other than International Marketing Director and $1 million ring earner, Shush Arya. How are you, Shush?
Hey, what's up, Dennis? Great to see you, brother. How are you? Are you excited?
All
Okay.
right. So Shush, we're so honored to have you on the call tonight. Can you share with us a little bit, again, because a lot of people have not heard your story, how you met Worldventures, throughout your network marketing industry career, and why Worldventures makes such a big difference for you in and your team, right, and help your business to grow so huge all over the world, one of the largest teams worldwide for the company.
Sure, Dennis, man. Yeah, I mean, I'll take you back. I mean, how I got into network marketing, actually. I'll just share the story. I mean, if you go back 16 years ago, that's when I actually came into the industry. And in fact, back then, my life was very different to now. I mean, obviously now traveling 2 times a month, having the total freedom, having the money and the time to do whatever I like. But it wasn't always like that. And, people gotta always remember that, we all started at some point for a particular reason. My reason was I was just, like sick and tired of working 80 hours a week, being half a million in debt. Never seen my kids, at the time my kids were like 2 and 11 years old. And I was just exhausted, leaving the house at 7 in the morning, coming home at 11, 10, 11 every night. And this was like 6, 7 days a week. And I knew that I had to do something different. Needed to change my life. I went onto the internet, actually started researching different companies, ways of making more money, franchises, all different things. But unfortunately, I didn't have money. So I came across a business in network marketing, direct selling. So this was before Worldventures, but this was back in 2003, and that product back then was actually broadband high speed internet, or ADSL, and it was when everybody was using dial up. And man, I just knew that everybody would want that product, right? Okay, why wouldn't they want it? It was like, it just sort of made total sense. And I'd come across network marketing 10 years before when I saw someone show me Amway. And I loved the concept. I loved the idea of residual passive income, but I didn't like the products at the time. Just didn't resonate with me. So I decided not to do it back then. But it sort of planted a seed in my mind. And when I came across network marketing back in 2003, I was at a point where, like, when I looked at it, I just thought, well, you know what? It's a couple $100, or actually probably about $300 to get started in that particular business. The worst case scenario for me was that I was going to lose a bit of time and money. And then the best case scenario was that I could change my life. And I actually started because I wanted an extra $500 or £500, probably about $700 a month, to keep my head above the water and be able to pay my bills. And, the first 6 months, I totally crashed. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, I had very limited time. So, many weeks I did nothing. I had a very negative spouse, okay? And I had all the odds stacked against me, and I just was getting no results, zero results. And then what happened is, we had an event. It was in April 2004, never forget, where there was a guy called Peter Powderham, who was the master distributor of our company back then. He was the speaker or trainer, okay? And I just thought, well, this is my last chance saloon to make this work. I had to actually borrow £20 from my mum just to go to that event so I could put fuel in the car and have some lunch. And so thank you, mum, man. You know, I owe you the world. And I went to that event, and that was the day that changed my life. That that day was when I saw Peter speak, and I just saw a guy that gave me total belief that I could do this because he was just a normal guy. You know, he was actually, when he started network marketing, he was a motorcycle cop, you know, for the London Metropolitan Police. You know, he'd had jobs like milkman, security guard, um, you know, furniture salesman. He grew up on a, what's known as a council estate, which is like social housing in the UK. No formal education. His father couldn't read and write, so he used to read the paper sat on his father's knee in the morning. And, you know, he was just a normal guy. He was a normal guy like me. But the only difference was that back then, even in 2004, he was making approximately $45,000 per month in passive income. $45,000 per month in passive income, residual income. And it just blew my mind. I never knew that world existed where you could make like the equivalent of footballers' wages, you know, as a normal guy, you know, with no formal education. And I just thought, man, I have to learn this. And I actually went up to Peter at the end of that event and I asked him a simple question. I said, hey, Peter, introduce myself. And I said, look, Peter, what do I need to do to get to 5,000 a month within 5 years? And he said to me, look, if you are serious about doing that, go show 500 people what we have with enthusiasm, energy, belief. And he said, I will guarantee you, you will change your life if you do that. And, you know, I was like, wow, here's a guy, you know, this is what I was like, here's a guy who believes in me. And like, I made a decision, 2 decisions that day, that I was actually going to go and do it. I was going to do the 500. And I made a decision that I was going to sleep for 4 hours less a day for 5 days a week for 6 months, only for 6 months, because I wanted to give this a real shot. Okay. And I set my goal at getting to 5,000 a month within 5 years. And what happened was I basically showed the 500 people. And remember, I didn't know 500 people. So like most of them came from the cold market. Okay. And essentially I signed up 30 people. Okay. And from the 30 people, I found 6 people who caught my vision, who really wanted to change their lives and were prepared to take action. And we literally put in hundreds of thousands of customers in the coming years. And within 4 years, I hit that goal of 5,000 a month. And by the 5th year, my income actually went up to around $20,000 a month residual income. Completely transformed my life. And actually made about $1.5 million residual income in 7 years with that company. And, you know, and I have to say, it was seeing Peter in April 2004 speak that totally transformed my life. Okay. And of course I worked and I took action, but man, I mean, it was like, it's been incredible. It's been an incredible journey since 2008. You know, I've had that freedom, never have to do a job again. And then in 2010, so actually 9 years ago, Peter called me and he told me he'd been actually consulting for Worldventures when he wanted to take the idea internationally. And what happened was, he told me the story. And you got to remember that Peter has been with 5 different companies that have gone through $1 billion in sales. He sat on the World Federation, DSA, the Direct Selling Association, the UK DSA, the European Legal Task Force that cleaned up the industry. He's been 9 years corporate, including, the general manager of Nu Skin, which is one of the legacy companies. He's owned his own network marketing company. He's been a master distributor of 3 different companies. Featured on the BBC, when they did an article on MLM. So, I mean, Peter's experience over 39 years is immense. I mean, back then in 2010, it was 30 years experience. But, Peter calls me and he says, look, he said, I've been consulting for this outfit. And he said, travel and network marketing has never been done before. He said, if they get this right, then he said, this is going to be the biggest thing that we've ever seen in the industry, right? And then we got started and Peter said, look, let's team up and build it together, because obviously, Peter was pretty much retired then. And, we rarely see him nowadays because, he's enjoying the fruits of what network marketing has provided him. So you see me more, okay. However, we built a team like in excess of 300,000 people. 70% of international is actually within our team. 130 plus IMDs. $13 million a year earners in our team. I mean, it's been incredible, the success. And I have to say, I mean, one of the things that sort of has helped us has been the events, right? Okay, the Worldventures events, because what happened was, interestingly enough, back in 2011, was it 2011? No, I think it was actually in 2010. I went to the first View, okay, European View. It was actually in Amsterdam. And I went there because, like, basically there were 650 people attending that event, and they were all in our team. And like, I didn't want to go. Peter didn't want to go. We're like evented out over the years, right? And in fact, in our first company, we used to put on the events. We used to book the hotels. We used to arrange the trainers. Often it would be us doing the training. So we had to do everything, okay? Arrange the ticket sales, everything, right? And man, it was hard work, right? It was hard work. And then when I went to that boot camp event, my intention was just to go on the Friday, come back on the Saturday, go for one day, right? And that was the first major event for Worldventures I went to. And, but I had to go because it was all our team, all 650 people that were our team. So I went there, and I'll tell you what, I was absolutely blown away by Mark Cassetta. And I actually called Peter up from that event, and I said, Peter, man, this was unbelievable, and all we need to do in the future is get our people to the events, right? And that was my very words to Peter. He said, okay, cool. He said, I trust you. And that's what we've done. We have built from a culture within the teams all around the world, go event to event, okay? Get more people to the event, let the system work, leverage the system to train the people. Like, because our events is not just about the mechanics, which I believe is 20% of our business. How you invite, how you present, how you close and answer questions and train and promote. That's 20% of what we do. 80% is personal development, inside mindset, success mindset. And that is what our events deliver. And I mean, they are life-changing events. So the thing is, when you consider that we've got boot camp coming up, so on this weekend, we've got a boot camp in Dublin, followed by the rest around the world. But let me tell you guys, these events are where you see the bigger picture. See, I mean, this is something that I heard from my friend Radar from Sweden, right? Radar once said that, look, when someone joins Worldventures, this is sort of what they see. It's like it's like a pinhole sight, okay, of what our business and our culture is. When you go to one of our events, you basically everything open up. So you see the culture, right? You feel the energy of thousands of people, okay? You see the recognition, you hear the stories from people. You get trained by, like, if you take boot camp in Dublin, it's the biggest and the best lineup we've had to date. You've got Sachin Govinda, 4 times IMD. You've got Peter Powderu, top income earner, probably top international income earner outside of the USA. Immense experience, IMD $1 million a year earner. You've got George Georgiou, $1 million LTE earner. You've got Julio Costa, double IMD, $1 million a year earner. And then you've got Mark Cassetta himself. So the thing is, you're going to get just the most incredible training, right? Then you're going to also get that party feel, okay, of being at the event. You're going to feel that energy. You're going to get, like, literally, it's like getting charged by like an electricity pylon. So often people will come away from these events and literally run through walls to build a business and change their life because they've heard a story, okay, that is inspired of. That story that I heard from Peter, when I saw him speak, he's the one who inspired me to believe that I could do this. And, that's the effect our events have. Okay. So it's like, yes, it's an investment. You got to buy your ticket. You got to get to the event. You got to get your accommodation and food. So there's going to be an investment over the weekend. But I'm telling you, that investment can multiply 100 times, come back to you. Okay, so like, although people think, oh, it's a cost to get there, but actually, how much would it cost you not to be there? So this is something which is very, very important. So I would say to like any of you watching this, that there's still time. There's still time to get a ticket. It's still time to get there. So this is my experience over the last 16 years, and having sort of traveled the world I've been to 60 countries, but like having traveled the world, and built this business. In fact, like, when I went to Singapore, well, first time I met Dennis was actually in Las Vegas in 2011. And, Dennis, I have to say, is one of the top network marketing leaders I've ever met in my career. Okay. Dennis just gets it. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's built teams of hundreds of thousands of people. Okay. And you see, here's the thing. As I've gone around the world, right, and I've met leaders like Dennis and Matt Morris and all the top income earners, actually, not just in our company, but also in other companies, what I have actually seen and observed is that there are 5 traits, okay, of people who make it to the top and create monumental success. And that is, the first one is that when they began, and even now, you see they're hungry. They're hungry. So when they began, they were hungry to change their lives. They were hungry to have more in their lives. And now they're hungry to help other people create success, right? And then the second thing is, you have to be coachable, right? Okay, and this all comes down to like leaving your ego at the door when you come into our arena, okay, and have no ego and be humble, and understand that like you have to follow the people who've already walked the path and created a success, and you have to constantly be learning. I'm still a student. When I will be there in the arena on Saturday and Sunday in Dublin, I will have my phone notes and whatever ready to take notes and listen and learn from people. Okay, so as much success we might have created, you can always learn new skills, sharpen your saw. And so always have that student mentality, and then what you're going to action. And then the third thing is, you have to be consistently, persistently taking action, right? So it's like that analogy of like, all these people join the gym, 1st of January, and by the second week they've quit, okay, because they expect microwave results, fast results. They don't want to pay the price to get the prize. You see, the thing is, you have to give this time, right? Okay, this is for me, it's a 3 to 5 year plan. Some people do it quicker, okay, but typically, it took me 5 years, and what I see is 5 years of consistent, persistent action. It's not 5 years of joining and just sitting there and doing nothing. It's 5 years of action, okay. And then the fourth thing is, you have to be tough, because what's going to happen is you are going to face obstacles, challenges. There's people who are going to lie to you. There's people who are going to quit on you. There's people who are going to say no to you. And the thing is, if you care about what they say, okay, some people are going to say nasty things to you as well, right? Okay, but if you take that and let that stop you, then what you're doing is you've let other people's opinions influence you get in your dream life, the lineage of your family, okay? You've let other people's opinions affect that. So you've got to be tough, and you've got to like just have that rhino skin where you do not care what people say to you, okay, and just keep moving forward, right? So when all those challenges come, just keep moving forward. And obviously, this is where the events will build you inside out, okay, where it won't affect you in time, right? And the last thing is that personal development. See, personal development, working on yourself and building that mindset, it's not like overnight. It's not one event. It's ongoing. You know, even today, after 16 years, you know, every day I still read. Now I have all the classic books. You know, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, How to Win Friends and Influence People. All these amazing books. I have them as iBooks on my iPhone, right? 30 minutes a day, I will read those books or listen to audio books, watch motivational videos, because the thing is, I want to keep my mind sharp all the time, okay, that I can handle anything, that any negativity that comes to me, right? So really, I mean, you know, they are the five common traits, but, you know, the events that we have, the events culture, I mean, I'm telling you now that actually, I believe that there is not another network marketing company in the world that has the events that we have for building people and teaching them how to succeed in a big, big way, which is literally all around the world. So for me, that is definitely the secret source that we have as a company, as well as so many other things. Dennis, I hope that's okay.
Awesome. Awesome, man. Sure, right. That's awesome, right? Just one quick question before you conclude today's call. You've been in this industry the last 16 plus years. You have one of the largest teams from all over Europe, Asia, including my team. You know, it's all under you. You know, how many lives have you seen change because of these events by Worldventures? And also
Oh,
tell us a little bit about how your family life has changed, because I see you traveling around with your son a lot nowadays. So share
yeah.
with us your happiness.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is, for me, that is the prize now. In 2008, when I got my freedom, I made it my mission in life and, my purpose, if you like, to go around the world and help people get their freedom, build residual income lifestyles where they can quit their jobs and be free. Um, you know, I mean, you talk about traveling. Yeah. I mean, this will be my 12th trip to Dublin this year. So, a couple of times every single month. And like the trips that I've taken over the last few years has been like just unbelievable to see the world, experience the world. And when you think that they were dead dreams 16 years ago, when I came in this industry, they were dead dreams. I mean, so many places that I wanted to go to, like when I dreamt of as a kid, like going to India, seeing the Taj Mahal, going to Los Angeles. I love the movies. Going to Venice, Rome, Athens, see the Acropolis, Chichen Itza, and just I can name just so many places, right? And that's my passion is travel, of course, and being able to build this business, traveling the world now like a couple of times a month, sometimes more. It's just unbelievable. I mean, like for me, I could never have imagined that, like back then, that I could have had that life. So it's amazing. And then obviously now my son Jay, who is 19 years old, he's in the business with me. He's just quit his job actually, literally about a week ago. So he was a real estate agent for 18 months. Now he's doing Worldventures full time. Okay, and yeah, we just did a cruise in Norway through the Norwegian fjords. We've done many trips. My girlfriend Anda, we're going to go to Croatia and Mexico and Miami in the next 8 weeks. So being able to do that is just phenomenal, and seeing other people as well. So many stories. I mean, obviously, people like you, Dennis, and like many of our leaders in Asia living the same life. Eamon in Hungary, one of my leaders that I've been working with the last few years, change his life again, not have to work. Attila in Hungary. I mean, I could name story after story after story of the lives that have been impacted. So it's just incredible. I mean, so it's worth it. I mean, sometimes it's hard, Sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes lives can go away. But the thing is, if you just stay consistent with it and just keep going, following the system, getting to the events and taking action, then man, you can also live that extraordinary life of freedom, traveling the world, having fun, making money and helping others do the same thing. Fun, freedom, fulfillment.
Wow, right. Extraordinary lifestyle from Shush Arya, IMD $1 million ring earner, all the way from the UK. Thank you so much, Shush, for being with us. Yeah, so say bye to everyone. Everyone, give Shush.
Thanks for tuning in, and definitely get to the boot camp. Don't miss it. And we are at a time as well, the company, where we're just about to do what's known as a legacy run, where billions in revenue will be added, over the coming years. And there's going to be a lot of people make a lot of money. So like Peter said the other day, we're on the roller coaster with our legs dangling, ready to go. So, come join us.
Yes. Shush, but one last thing, right? Maybe you can just share like in 1 minute, what's the vision that you see going forward, right, after this bootcamp series for the company? Because I think it's so important for people to get to the bootcamp to really feel where the company is going.
Yeah, well, 100%. Well, I mean, the thing is, listen, we're a baby. I mean, if you study the history of network marketing, we're a baby compared to, the other legacy companies. A legacy company is a running giant within their field. So, I mean, the legacy companies are companies like Amway and obviously home shopping. You've got Avon and Mary Kay within cosmetics. Then you've got New Skin in nutrition. New Skin is also cosmetics. And then you've got Herbalife is the running giant in nutrition, right? Okay. And man, we are the running giant. We're the legacy company in travel, right? But really, like, compared to some of these companies that have been around 40, 50, 100 years, right? We're only 13 years in the biggest industry in the world, travel, right? So the thing is, it's taken a company obviously some years to formulate things. We ran up, we had some challenges because we weren't ready, but now we got the right team, the management team, we got the right product. They just had changes to the compensation plan yet again, just to really prepare us. All the moons are lined up now where we will go stratosphere, okay? Do that legacy run where we will literally be adding, I believe, something like 500 million to $1 billion a year in revenue will be added in these coming years, right? And this is where you'll see us creep up to the top 5 network marketing companies, direct selling companies in the world. Mark my words, one day you'll see the DSN Global 100 will be the top 5. And I don't believe that it's going to be very long. So that's what we're ahead of, okay? So obviously you have to recognize where we are in time of history of our company. This is an opportunity. I believe it's the best opportunity in the world today. Nobody matches us. I see all the other companies. Nobody's creating residual income stories like we have. And it's just the beginning, so that's my belief, Dennis. And obviously we're going to make it happen together. So it's going to be awesome.
Yes, let's make that legacy run together, man. All right. So all of you guys listening out there, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get yourselves to the Dublin Bootcamp this weekend, in Europe, if you're in the Europe region. If not, make sure you get to the Asia one, end of this month, 28th to 30th of June, and the July one for all of you in the US. Okay, so thank you very much again, Shush. Everyone, give you a big shout out. Hugs, loves, kisses, flowers in the Facebook comments, in the YouTube comments. And thank you again, Shush. Have a good day. See you, everyone. Thank you very much for being on the Blitz, the Bootcamp call. Go IMD.
Thanks, brother. Bootcamp.
Yeah.